Welcome, everyone, to our actual play of the Temple of the Six-Limbed God. Six-Limbed. What is it again? I forget. What is it, Rob?
It is the Temple of the Six-Limbed Lord.
The Temple of the Six-Limbed Lord. This is an adventure in the Crypt of the Mellified Mage book for Forbidden Lands. If you haven't picked this up, you can check it out. I put the link in the description. If you have not picked up Forbidden Lands, this is an excellent box set. It is 2 faux leather hardcover books, a map, sticker pack, just a lot of really great stuff in that box set. It's probably, I tell folks, it's probably one of the best values in the market right now as far as RPGs are concerned. Rob is going to be GMing this session for us. Rob, thanks so much for coming on. Rob is from Upon's perspective. Rob, you want to tell folks a little bit about yourself before we get rolling?
I'm Rob. Hi.
Nice. Thank you so much. We've got an excellent cast today. We've got some familiar faces, some new faces, and we're really excited to bring everybody on for this last session right before Christmas. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone that celebrates. Also, one other thing I'll have you do is if you are tuning in for the first time and you have not hit that subscribe button, please hit that little subscribe button. And also, if you're a fan of Forbidden Lands, hit that like button down below. And if you want to share, you can share. And that always helps us grow the channel as well. All right, look at this motley crew that we've got today for Forbidden Lands. Thank you so much to everyone for joining me. Let's just go around and I'll have you introduce your characters, and then we'll hand the show over to Rob. I'll start with Josh, aka Windwalker. Josh, you want to introduce folks to your character?
Yes. So I am Windwalker, and as a little child, goblin, I used to love to sit around the warm fire and hear tales from our elders and just absorb all that knowledge. Growing up, I trekked across the lands and eventually met up with a druid and ended up learning all sorts of survival and healing from him. And when he passed on, I kind of carried on those traditions, and yeah.
Excellent. Phil, I guess you're next, my friend. Go ahead. You want to introduce your character, folks, to your character?
How's it going? So I am playing Orlear Spearhawk. I'm an elf. I'm a competitive rider. Well, that's not how I started out. I actually was an apprentice to a fairly unsuccessful wizard who had some very wise words to me, which was the meat that still talks probably shouldn't be eaten. He died rather unfortunately in some bizarre gardening accident. I then took up some time as a guard on a caravan. Due to my astute knowledge with catering, it was kind of well recognized that I had my place there. And after a while, I realized I was pretty good on the back of a horse myself, and so I've earned some prestige as a competitive horse rider, and I'm known for my pathfinding skills.
Doug, we cannot hear you.
Mike, I guess you're up next, my friend.
All right, I am going to be playing Dorm Greyheart. I am a half-elf. I had lost my parents at a fairly young age of... Actually, I forgot how old elves are in this edition. But for this game. But anyways, I lost them at a fairly young age, and I unknowingly made the pact with some dark powers, and because I couldn't stand to be apart from my family, now they're with me forever. They have joyously come back to me, and they have not aged a day since that time.
Nice.
They've gotten a lot skinnier, but they have not aged a day.
Awesome. I am playing a wolfkin called Turok. Turok is pretty much a lone wolf kind of character. You could say he's like the Daryl Dixon of the Forbidden Lands universe. If you're familiar with the Walking Dead, he's always kind of greasy, and his fur is always matted down. He's got a big scar across his snout, and evidently he got that somehow that in some sort of event that happened that he feels kind of guilty for, and therefore he kind of is very grumpy towards others and so on. But deep down inside, he's got a heart of gold. I mean, he really actually does care about people, despite how he displays on the outside. I am a hunter, and I can track things down pretty well. So yeah, I've got a few weapons at my disposal, and I think probably with this group, I'm probably going to be the one charging into combat the most, I think, based on what I'm seeing here. But we'll see. We'll see how squishy I am. I think I might be a little squishy than what. But that's the way it is with Forbidden Lands. Forbidden Lands is very deadly anyway. So I'm very excited. At this point, we'll just hand the session over to Rob, and Rob, take it away.
Okay. So 6 towers behind walls of white and red. 1 crackle lined with storm-clouded electricity. 2 gleam in precious metals, bronze, silver, gold. 2 are tile and teak, their roofs hung with lanterns. The last is merely stone, thin, faceless, and dark. The gate is open, and you glimpse gardens, billets, bustle. There is a gruff bellow, some laughing chatter, and the rhythmic crash of mail. A patrol marches out to receive you. The soldiers look nearly human. But before we get started here, rewind a little bit. The 4 of you are at an inn where all good adventures should start. And by the fire is a lone figure with yellow eyes and yellow teeth. She's waiting for a skewered fish to cook. She's not eating anything off of the inn's menu. Cooking her own on a stick over the fire, and no one seems to be stopping her. As you are eating your meal and drinking your drink, she catches your eye and rattles a kettle held in a tail. And she hisses, "Tea?" You come to know this woman as Nayan Yet Naya. She is the 7th priest of the 6th-limbed Lord. And she, through tales and a cup of tea, tells you about a temple that has risen into our reality from eternal Yiming, which is a realm outside of our own. Here, the 6th-limbed Lord rules and is worshipped. And the kind of goal here of the temple, or the priest of the 6th priest of the 6th-limbed Lord, is to show other worlds and other people that there is no other worship other than the worship of the 6th-limbed Lord. Now, Nian, as she tells you to call her, used to be part of this order and was kicked out. She has since become sort of disenchanted with the temple and wants to see it purged from our world. And the only way to do this is for you, or she's asking you, to find the 6th-limbed Lord and bring them to the temple Yiming in kind of this complex that she explains to you. She also would like you to steal Krakura's seal, which is a seal that will allow her to talk to the six-limbed lord. The six-limbed lord will not speak to anyone without one of these seals. And Krakura is the current priest, the sixth priest of the six-limbed lord. So she tells you the location of this temple or this compound, and it is not hard to find. It is surrounded by rubble, sitting amongst the ruins of what was once a town. When this temple sprung forth into our reality, it almost just jut up out of the earth, shattering this town, killing most of the inhabitants. And any inhabitants of this town that were left over were collared and whipped into labor.
Oh no, I think he froze.
Oh, so that's what it's like when I do that.
Is this another fatality?
Doug, you're muted.
And we can't hear Doug.
Not that
Gaming in 2020, folks. That's what
Everyone,
happened.
just start rolling.
I look at all like the highest value of whatever dice we're supposed to roll. I got.
Oh, weird. Now there's two of
I
you.
got 97 successes.
There we go. What was the last thing you guys heard me say?
The townspeople were whipped into slavery.
Yes, so whipped into slavery.
Yeah.
So you are brought into this temple, this complex, by these soldiers that meet you there. Now, the shape of this complex, it is walled off in like a pentagon of walls. And there are these towers that I mentioned in here, as well as some smaller buildings. So what you see when you walk in is there is a hall easternmost in this temple. It's a massive stupa. Its dome is silver, and it's ribbed with gold around the spire. Otherwise, it's completely unadorned. There's a moat surrounding it, and it's too wide to jump that you notice, and it's filled with lily pads. There is an area dominated by rows of fruit trees, and this is there's like the heat of ovens and the bleat of goats. And farther in, a fully brass stupa that's kind of like wreathed in mist. And I'll show you guys the map, real quick here. And there's a few of these different locations. It's kind of like this. So you've got this pentagon, and you have these different towers here. But this is the temple complex that you are brought into. And you are brought forth to that first temple that I told you about. There is no bridge or stepping stone path that leads to the entrance. These soldiers, which I should mention, look like giant monkeys. They stand straight, similar to any humanoid. Thumbed hands, but also thumbed feet and a prehensile tail. Muscular, slightly larger than your average human. So they're probably about between 6 and 7 feet tall.
So it's like Planet of the Apes on steroids.
It is Very, very similar, except for the fact they are monkeys, and they keep referring to you and any of their workers as apes. So these, you see, they all have like studded leather on, large shields. Most are carrying a trident, and they march you to the edge of this tower. And then, without a word, you are kind of just shoved into this moat surrounding the tower. It's about waist high, clean water with all these lily pads, and one of them points at the tower with its trident.
Pointing as in just like directionally, like here you go.
Yep, just kind of gesturing that that is the way you should go. And these 6 monkey soldiers, they do not move. They sort of form a line against the water with their shields up and their tridents pointed towards the sky.
Could I kneel down by the water's edge?
Well, you are in the water right now. They kind of push all of you in. You're all about. Well,
kneel down in the water.
Yeah. So being a goblin, you're not really waist deep. You're kind of like neck
deep. Yeah.
In this water. The rest of you, varying, but around the waist area. And like I said, it is clean water. There are what looks to be goldfish swimming around, and lily pads here. And
could I do insight to kind of figure out what they're getting at?
So if you would if you want to roll your roll insight for me, let me know what you get.
Got. And it's attribute plus skill, right?
Correct.
Yep. And only ones on your attribute dice count as a failure, but on your first roll, they do not. Only if you push your luck.
No. And I can re-roll anything that's not a 1 or a 6, correct?
Correct.
I don't think I'm going to push my luck on the first one because I got 1 6.
Perfect. So kind of just looking around, you can these soldiers are completely disinterested in you. You are clearly they clearly believe that you are beneath them. They are just performing a duty that is expected of them, and that is to bring people who try to enter the temple to this tower. They will not enter the water, but they are. You gather that they are expecting you to continue on forward
through the water.
Okay.
Yep.
I would like to like the lily pads. If you press down on them, they just like normal lily pads.
They are extremely large, and they have it takes a bit to push one down, but these are not really lily pads that will hold. They might hold you. They'll probably sink a little bit, but
okay.
any of the others, I mean, these will just sink down to the bottom.
So just so the goblin doesn't drown in the first 5 minutes of playing, I will kind of use that to keep myself above.
Well, Windwalker, as you do that, I look to you and say, "My friend, would you like some help?" And I gesture at my horse, Winterdusk, who has also come into the water with us, and offer one hand to you to get from the lily pad to the back of the horse.
I gladly take it.
So you are now high and dry, along
high and dry.
Orlear on the back of the horse.
All right.
I'd like to say something to the guards first before we continue on. Do you realize what you have done? We now have to spend all day smelling like wet dog.
And you see like all of them are pretty expressionless, except for one. There's like a little half smirk and just a like he's slightly amused, and kind of all the others look at him, and he quickly just back to being as stoic as possible.
I'll take it. Count it.
Do you proceed forward?
Yeah, I actually come off the back of the horse and into the water, so that the burden is less on the horse as the goblin gets onto the back, and also so that I can just go a little bit ahead and make sure that the way is safe for the horse.
Okay. Yeah. So you go a little bit farther, and kind of the farther you go into this moat, you notice that these goldfish seem a little bit more interested in you, and they start to kind of pool and they're not coming close to you. They're staying about 5 feet back, but they are kind of grouping up a bit more.
That I don't like.
Do I recognize these type of animals be spending that time out in the wild?
They look like kind of a common variety of goldfish. They're slightly larger, not as big as some of these gigantic pond goldfish. But they are probably a good 6 to 7 inches long. And kind of get that little goldfish kissy face. But it looking at them, it does seem like the mouth of them, their mouths aren't as kissy as a normal goldfish's would be.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
so no making out with the goldfish.
No
Exactly.
making out.
I'm going to release the spear from being carried on the side of my horse. Turok, have you eaten recently? I think we might need to keep an eye on these.
What?
Keep an eye on these fish.
They're fish. What they're goldfish. What's the big deal? I just keep walking forward.
And so, Turok, as you walk forward, kind of on this straight path, you notice that these pools of goldfish, they follow you, but they don't come any closer. It seems that there's a certain point, like I said, within 5 feet of either side of you, that they are not crossing.
Can I like take a few steps and then stop and like look at them, like real quick?
Yep.
And
so you take a few steps and you kind of look
take
at
a few
them,
stops and then
they just kind of follow you along this path in these, like they are eager looking. But it seems as long as you keep moving forward, they are not coming any closer.
And Windwalker, kind of meditating on the back of the horse, says, "Those who are wise know stray from the path."
And earlier, as you had taken your spear down, the stance of the 6 soldiers along the edge of the water changes. They squat a bit lower, the shields come down, and the tridents lower, so they're now parallel to the ground. They still don't say anything, but they do take up a more aggressive position.
Mm-hmm. I make it really clear that I'm just covering the direction that we're walking in, and that I'm not intending any retaliation or any initiation of attack against. I'm not in an aggressive stance. I'm in a defensive stance.
Yeah.
So, all of you, as long as you are moving forward, you eventually make your way across this moat. It never gets any deeper.
Okay.
It is fairly shallow. Like I said, there are these lily pads. It is actually beautiful with the flowering lily pads and the goldfish, which would be a little less unsettling if they weren't kind of eagerly pooled around where you're walking. But as long as you are walking straight and narrow, you make it to the entrance of this stupa and are never bothered by the fish. The lily pads just continue to kind of float lazily, slightly tethered by their roots. And as soon as you reach the stupa, the 6 monkey soldiers lift their tridents, lift their shields, turn, and march away. So you enter this tower, and inside it is absolutely silent, to the point where you can all hear your own heartbeat. Every footfall that you make, especially that of the horse, just echoes like a gong in this absolute silence and stillness. Looking around as sun pierces through the windows, it doesn't even look like there's dust motes in the air except around your own bodies and the horse's body. It is just sterile and still and quiet. And there is a monkey seated in the stupa's center, cross-legged, face glowing, eyes shut, and smiling. Dressed in ornate robes, this monkey priest bears a large seal around his neck. And from just kind of a quick glance and Nian's description, you would take this to be Krakura, the 6th priest of the 6-limbed lord. Who has the highest insight amongst you? Skill in insight. 0 for Turok. 3 for Dorm.
No way.
Windwalker, you're muted.
I have 5 in terms of wits, but I don't have anything
Okay.
inside.
I'm going to have Windwalker and Dorm each roll me insight.
1-6.
1-6. Josh, you're muted.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm going to push my roll.
Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing. So Krakura sits there with tortoise-like posture. So he's a little bit hunched, has these emerald robes on with a stylized shell on his back, decorated with crystals. His head and face are completely bald. So these monkeys, if you can call them that, is the closest representation you can think of, are generally covered in hair. But his entire, like, from his neck up is completely bald, which is kind of disconcerting. It's like shaving the head of a normal monkey. And Dorm, you notice that as you are walking around and all of you are taking in the sights, every time all of you, or Krakura thinks all of you are looking away, one eye kind of opens and then shuts real quick, as if he's peeking when he thinks you're not looking, to kind of watch your approach. And eventually you make your way to him, and he stays still with his eyes now scrunched shut. Like he is, you could see it's almost like he's trying to will himself not to open them and look at all of you. But he stays absolutely quiet.
I will get down from the horse and go over and kneel down in front of him.
Okay.
And I will we have traveled from afar.
And Krakura slowly opens his squinted eyes and smiles. And he holds out a hand, palm up, and says, "To rule is to throw a huge feast." And looks expectantly at you.
Okay. I will take out one of my rations of food and offer it to his hand.
Okay, so you place it in his hand,
Mm-hmm.
and he takes it. He takes a bite, quickly spits it out, as if just the mere touch upon his lips is vile. And he says, "The wrong words will be right."
I'm going to lean over to Orlear and say, "You know what this guy's talking about?"
I got nothing. This man is making as much sense as my master did.
The wrong words will be right. This is. I take a moment just to meditate on those words.
Okay.
What was the first thing you said again?
He said, "To rule is to throw a huge feast."
Are we supposed to throw food at him?
And then swear, I think. Profanities in
Yeah.
food. I mean, that's what my master used to do as well, but we could try it.
I don't know.
Would I have heard this kind of rhyme or riddle before? And
I would say in your upper, what is? Oh, by the way, what is your pride?
my pride?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I don't know if it was
If
listed.
it was given.
I don't think I have a pride.
I would say make a lore roll.
Okay. Do that. Two sixes.
2 6s. You've kind of dealt with this before.
Okay.
And basically, and as far as you can tell, he's just full of shit and is spouting nonsense to you.
Okay.
Most
So
likely
basically,
in-
I feel like I answered his riddle correct the first time, and he's just like not making any sense.
yeah, to you, you're getting the feeling that he does not. He's speaking nonsense in order to get a reaction out of your group.
I'm gonna lean over to Windwalker and be like, "What's this guy's deal?"
I believe I will leave him to you, Turok. And I will climb up. I will dismiss myself and climb up on the horse and go into a Zen mode.
Just picture
And
this tiny little goblin just crossing over on top of the horse. Maybe you're actually floating like an inch just to give it
just
to give it a little extra oomph.
I like it.
And this clearly annoys Krakora. He's trying to keep a straight face, but you can sight it like a little twitch near his eye.
All right, I'm going to leap on him and then pin him to the ground. While in the air, I'm going to grab my dagger and put it to his neck and say, "Listen, we don't have time for this silliness."
Okay. So what I am going to say is I need you to just give me a straight up agility roll here.
All right, that's 1-6.
1-6.
Yep.
Yeah. So you leap up in the air, and you can see he is taken aback by this, and he tries to actually perform some sort of maneuver to use your momentum against you and get you off of him. But your massive weight and catching him slightly off guard, you basically just land on him and pin him.
If you kill him, we can still talk to him.
You can see a glow around his head as you bring out your knife, and you see 9 monkey soldiers come from various entrances of the temple and take up their tridents against you.
Right.
And all of them are waiting with bated breath to see what you do next.
I mean, I'm just using it to intimidate him. The last thing I want to do is to kill this guy, but
Didn't you say that the wrong words are like the right words? And so the wrong words are going to be to bully the guy. So bully the guy. It's what he told you to do.
And kind of like as he's sweating, like he's clearly nervous. Anything luminous is an illusion.
I just like the unwise shall fall is my only response.
So Turok, what do you do?
I'm just like, listen, we're here for that crackura. Just give us the crack, all right?
He looks at you and he kind of trembles and he's like, "Gah! Oh, just get off of me! You smell like wet dog! You filthy ape!"
Told you. Told them.
I'm not an ape.
You are all apes. Get off of me! And he kind of shoves you off a bit, and he's like patting himself down. And he's like, "You ruin everything. Coming in here, and not listening to these words of wisdom that I am so generously giving to you, and you harm my person. You leap at me, and you hold a knife to my throat, and all I want is peace and quiet and tranquility. Why are you here in my temple?
Wise thou art not. False
You
prophecies you
goblin.
give.
Shut your hole. I'm done playing games with you. Just tell me what you wanted. Get out, or I'll have my soldiers skewer you like sausages in a roll, like a sausage roll."
At this point, I'm going to sheath my dagger, and I'm just going to shake my head and walk away, and I'll just motion to Orlear that, hey, this guy's all yours. I'm not dealing with this nut job.
Greyheart, what say you?
Well, we need to get him to talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can do that living or dead. Really, doesn't matter. We can get the words from him. I'm trying to do a manipulation action to intimidate.
Okay.
But I take out. Hang on, I can see if there's a spell component for this. Totally not death magic.
Asterisk.
Is that what your spell book actually says? Totally not death magic?
Yeah, I'm definitely not a necromancer.
It's like one of those marbled college ruled notebooks.
Yeah.
Black marker. It says totally not death magic.
Yeah, like I pull out an assortment of body parts, be like, oh, this one will work. Yeah, we don't need him to be alive to ask me questions. I'm just kind of like waving a hand around.
Just
Just one of the ingredients to speak with dead is just a body part.
Oh God!
For this quest, we need the seal. So grab it with heed.
My, this is how I talk to the six-limbed Lord. Without this, he won't listen to me. I am the sixth priest of the six-limbed Lord. This is mine by right. Who sent you?
Perhaps you are not worthy to talk to the six-limbed Lord.
I have the seal that makes me worthy.
Possession does not make you worthy.
That's exactly what it does.
Can I sleight of hand it?
Yeah. Roll me sleight of hand.
The half elf walks over and starts rubbing his shoulders, like, "Calm down, it's going to be okay."
This is going to be
hold on, nothing. I'm going to push my luck on that one.
All right.
1, 6, and a 1.
So those would can't. Was the one on your ability dice or skill die?
Oh, I actually didn't separate those.
Yes.
Let me. I just rolled one big pool of dice. Let me try that again.
Okay. Hey, stop that.
This time 2 6s.
2 6s. All right. Well, you actually beat him because he did on his pushed roll 2 6s, but also a 1. So he's like flailing about, going on about how the possession does make him. This is exactly what it's about. And spittle is flying from his mouth, and he's waving his arms frantically. And you just kind of walk up and yoink this seal off of him. He doesn't even realize it as he's going off on a tangent. He's still pointing to his chest where it was hanging. And he goes,
I clear my throat as I put it around my neck.
And he stops and he looks at the four of you. And
so I guess I'm worthy now.
You are not worthy to wear that medallion. How dare you take that off my guards? Kill them.
I'm the sixth priest.
All hail, Dawn Greyheart of the six-limbed Lord.
Roll. I'm debating if I want to make this a manipulation or performance roll.
For me?
And for the sake of this evening, I'm going to say roll performance for me.
Me?
Yes, whoever is Dorm, you, and whoever is hailing him, roll performance for me.
Performance, huh?
I'm just going to roll my eyes like, oh my God.
So you guys roll performance. Turok rolls his eyes.
Let's say I have no
I got one
performance.
success.
Is it just empathy?
It's just empathy, yeah.
Okay.
I got one success, and I've taken an injury to empathy.
Ooh. All right. And what did you roll, Dorn?
I got a 1 and a 6, but neither on skill die because I don't have skills, and I didn't.
Right, but it was on your. It was so the
First
one
roll.
First roll. So
The first roll.
So the six. Kept it. The 9 guards.
I'm making myself look priestly.
They look really, really confused. And
I think Randy says we need to have Orlear perform his so.
So what do you say, Orlear? How are
Orlear.
you pushing this? How are you driving this home?
All hail, Dawn Greyheart, the high priest of the six-limbed Lord. He has taken the power from your monkey leader, and now he is the king. I then do the crack up laughing after I do it.
So they're torn because obviously what you're saying to them makes absolutely no sense, except for the fact that Dorm has the seal around his neck, and that makes sense to them. Like, so they're like, what is he talking about? The high priest and king. I don't know, but look, he's got the seal. Does that make him the sixth priest of the sixth-limbed Lord? I don't know. He said high king. He's got a weird accent too. And they're kind of like looking at each other, and then they all look at Krakura, and one of them goes, well, he doesn't have the seal anymore. And they're all just like, oh, yeah, you're right. And so they kind of like look at Krakura and they're like, piss off. Get out of this temple. You don't belong here before we remove you from the premises. And he's like, what are you talking about? They stole the seal from me. I've been here since we entered this realm. We have come here to usher peace to this realm. by making sure that only the six-limbed Lord is worshipped and killing everyone who gets in our way. Only then will we get real peace. And they're all like, yeah, that sounds right, dude, but it's that guy's job over there to do that.
Can I just sort of declare, Priest Greyheart, do you declare that former priest Krekora is now a heathen and should be cast out?
Yes, he is in the way.
And the 9 guards kind of walk over to him, and they grab him by the tail and legs, and they start dragging him. And he's like, and you notice the glow is gone from his head. The glow is now around Dorm's head. And they drag him. They throw him into the moat. Hold on one second, because this is going to require a roll on my part. I got to see what their dexterity is here. Monkey soldiers. Okay. Let's push it. They throw him into the moat. And because there's 9 of them who are like dragging him and throwing him by the tail and the legs, instead of like going straight into the moat, he kind of like veers off a bit to the side, and he kind of like smacks his shoulder against the side of the moat here, and he falls into the water. And just immediately there is this violent splashing and frothing, and you hear him squeak and just for a moment, and as that froth in the water becomes red with blood, and you catch a glimpse of one of these goldfish, and it has razor sharp teeth. It has just ripped a chunk of flesh off of his body, and it isn't long before there is nothing left but kind of like a disturbed red area of this pond that just slowly kind of disperses as the water settles.
What was it that guy said about feasts?
They threw a huge feast into the moat.
Yeah.
It took
we
9
fulfilled
guards,
his requirements.
then just march back in, and they each leave from the respective entrance that they had come. So now it is once again absolutely silent except for your breathing, and God damn it, you guys like totally circumvented way too much with that. Yeah, you are now in this. Dorm, you are in your temple. You are in your meditation hall.
Sweet. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had no idea that was gonna work.
It's a bad roll on my part, and you just were like, yoink, I'll take that.
And then got lucky off 2 dice.
Wait, you only had 2 dice?
My empathy. I only have an empathy of 2.
Oh my goodness.
It would be 1 if I was allowed to have 1.
Okay, well, so you now have the seal, which is it's the seal of the 6th priest, which gives you control over the 6-limbed lord, who may or may not be in this village, but yeah.
Speak to the Lord, you must.
Yeah. I guess we have to talk to the 6-limbed lord.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you do have this entire complex to look through, and apparently, as far as you know now, you can move unaccosted through the temple because you are the 6th priest of the 6-limbed lord, Dorm Greyheart.
I should have gotten his fancy green robes before they threw him into the fish.
There might be
I'm sure
some
we'll
of
find
them
more.
left. It's just the condition. It's just not. They're not as good as they were. They've
Yeah.
gone from like an emerald green to kind of more of a brown, and they're kind of.
Should have
And you
worn the
can't
brown
tell
robe.
if that brown is like blood stain or other.
Well, we're gonna have to get me some priestly robes, and then Dorm was at a loss. He really had no idea that he was going to succeed with that. Went in on a wing and a prayer. Just like how I do 90% of my things in RPGs.
Okay.
Does Dorm feel like a draw to another, like one of the other towers at all, or
No, they're actually like putting on this seal makes you feel no different, other than this kind of glowing around your head that is slowly starting to fade.
Can I do a lore to see if I know anything about this symbol?
Sure.
Okay. Made sure to have my skill die and attribute die separate this time. We will push that one. I got 3 6s on the attribute and 1 1 on the skill.
So yeah, you got 3 successes. So
Well, I pushed it.
yep. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I think when you push, it still doesn't count on the skill.
That's right.
Right.
So
Correct.
if you get ones on the attributes, then you basically take injuries on that attribute.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you take them on the weapon, I think you can damage the
When I
weapon.
get willpower for pushing
Correct.
roll.
Correct. If you've got
Yeah,
any,
if
if you
you-
take any
But
damage,
any
Yeah.
ones, you still get the willpower. Yeah. So going back to talking the previous night with Deanne, you do know that while the seal does give you control over the 6-limbed Lord, but also if you meditate for over an hour while wearing this, you kind of get this halo effect that basically makes you invulnerable for about 15 minutes. So no harm can come to you. And it seems that you were kind of basically riding high off of the meditation juice of Krakora when you transferred the pendant, so that it is now starting to wane.
Well, that might come in handy.
I'm just gonna look around. Is there anything on the walls or anything that stands out that catches my eye?
So in this tower, it is completely unadorned.
Okay.
Like it is a very sterile environment. The tower itself goes straight up, and it doesn't even look like there's staircases or anything. It's just kind of like this, almost like this empty silo with this domed top to it. And it seems to be just for the priest's meditation. It is a place of silence and cleanliness.
But there are doors where the guards came through.
Yeah, so
within-
there was these main doors that you came in, and kind of on this little piece of land that it sits on, just around the edge, there are several other smaller doors. These guards are probably keeping post outside, and they have a way to quickly get in to defend the priest if needed.
So those doors are perimeter doors. So if you go out through those, you end up outdoors. Outside.
You end up outdoors again, yes.
Right. Okay. So it's not like a corridor.
There's not like quarters.
Cool.
This is just a big open room.
Okay. Well, it seems that we've exhausted this building.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna start walking out.
So walking out, and you can all safely cross the moat if you wish back out towards the center. So looking straight ahead, if you were to leave this area, is the let me find it real quick. An open kind of square. Kind of through some trees, nicely planted trees, which takes up the center of this temple. There's an open square with 6 broad-crowned figs and a golden plinth. This looks to be. There are these two large footprints in the middle of this hexagon, and kind of moving away from it towards the south, there are these large scorched footprints in the ground. So, sorry. This, by its description, this looks to be the place Nian was telling you about. That if the sixth-limbed lord returns here, the entire temple will sink back into the ground and return to Yiming. So you gather this is where he once stood.
Dorm, can you call your guy up and get him back over here?
I can try. This didn't come with an instruction manual, though. And I actually realized my pride is incredibly fitting for what happened to that guy. It was whoever threatens me will die a painful death.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
That would so for those not familiar with Forbidden Lands, that would have earned you extra experience at the end of the adventure if we were continuing on with more adventures. So if this turns into more than just a one-shot type deal, you get some extra experience for that. So also there are off-duty monkeys here, or at least it seems to be off-duty. They're just kind of lazing about, perching in branches. Like one is picking its nose. One of them's kind of snoozing. And one of them just kind of looks at you. Get lost, damn dirty apes.
I hold up the symbol.
And he kind of just like falls from the tree. Like he's so taken aback by what you just showed him. And he falls and he doesn't move. Like something bad must have broken in his fall. He was just so shocked at this. And
you want to try that again?
Like not much else is happening here. Off in a corner, you hear these loud explosions, and it's like two monkey soldiers playing with a bunch of firecrackers. Like there is activity here, but nothing looks very serious. Like other than that one guy who kind of spit that comment out at you, nobody else really cares that you're here. They're just, like I said, they're lazing about doing whatever. There are soldiers. There are just regular looking monkey people. There are some monkeys that look like the size of cats, like running around chasing each other, like pouncing on each other and playing. And yeah.
These scorch marks in the ground, are they like old scorch marks or relatively new?
So why don't you roll your scouting?
Yeah.
While he's doing that, as the horse passes under one of the fig trees, I will just reach up, grab a fig tree or grab a fig and take a bite.
You take it is absolutely delicious. It's larger than your standard fig. And it's just it tastes great. You love it. Yum.
To truly rule is to feast. And I say that with like a little smirk on my face.
You said like a little bit of fig juice dripping down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like like your goblin teeth just have like that fig skin kind of stuck to them.
Absolutely.
I got 2 successes, by the way, on that.
2 successes. They are not entirely fresh. but they look like they have happened possibly in like the past week.
So I sort of kneel to the ground and look at these marks and give them a bit of a smell. And then I just look up at Dorm. So, Greyheart, I think this guy's been here in the last month, maybe more recent than that.
We should find out where he went.
Well, the tracks point that way.
That's the way we should go.
Unless his feet are backwards.
You don't know what the six-limbed lord looks like, you know. Yeah. All right. So you're gonna follow the footsteps, and so they lead south, and there is a gate to the south. As you're kind of exiting this temple complex, you can see the door here looks to be like it looks like it has been repaired recently. So it is these large wooden gates that have been boards have been nailed onto them at weird angles. Looks like they're covering up cracks. A new beam has been put in place to lock it. So this door has recently been smashed down. In front of it, there are two soldiers kind of with their arms ready, and kind of up in towers, you see on either side of this gate, two more monkeys, not as armored as they're kind of like reading through these pamphlets that they have, and they're kind of like snickering a bit. And they're like calling to each other, and like one guy lifts one up, and he's like pointing to a page, and the other guy's like that. I saw it. And upon reaching the gate, the guard's like, "Halt! You can't be here."
Yes, I can.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Sixth limbs, Lord, sixth priest, sir. Nothing going on here. We are just standing. The two guys up in the top, that kind of like quickly like stuff the pamphlets in their shirt. One of them doesn't do a good job, and it kind of floats down to the ground. The two soldiers are like, will you be leaving, sir?"
Look at the pamphlet.
So you kind of like pick it up, and like as you're about to bend down, one of the soldiers is going to use his agility to try to like snatch it with his foot real quick to like keep it from you. He has one success, so why don't you give me a dexterity roll to see if you can grab that from him.
Just straight agility.
Yeah, straight agility for this, since it's not like a sneaky or you're just trying to beat him to the punch here.
I got 1-6.
1-6. So you like as he pulls, like you get your hand on it as well, and he kind of stops and just lets go with his foot real quick and takes a few steps back and kind of cowers a bit. You pick up this pamphlet, and it is it's a little sticky, and it is filled with very graphic depictions of the six-limbed lord ravishing a mermaid. All of the four guards here kind of sheepishly look at you. Please, sir, it's just in good fun. They just keep showing up in the middle of the night, and well, they're quite provocative. You do notice that the six-limbed lord in these drawings actually has 7 limbs. He does not have 6 limbs. He actually has. Oh, not in that way. Although I didn't think of that. He actually has 4 arms, 2 legs, and his tail. Yeah. Tail. And they look at you again, and we're sorry, sir. We know depictions of the seven-limbed Lord is not allowed, but they're just so entertaining.
This isn't exactly a good religion, is it? It's not all like rainbows and puppy dogs.
There's sticky pamphlets and pigs.
Probably make an example of one of them.
All right. How so?
Well, I think a spell.
All right.
Chill of the grave.
Oof, that doesn't sound like death magic at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I tried reading this how spells work, and I didn't quite grasp it. So,
yeah, it's a little weird. So let me go to Chill of the Grave real quick.
It's arm's length. I mean,
Yep. So you are going to have to, I believe you have to use willpower for it. And it will last. What is your power level for your death magic?
I'm rank 2.
Rank 2. So it'll last for 2 rounds. Arm's length. Let's see.
And since I'm half elf, when I spend 1, it's as if I spent 2.
It's as if you spent 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know if that boosts it up again.
Let's see. And I don't think you need to roll for this one. But you may have to hold on a minute, because I am a little out of date on spells.
Yeah, and I'll look at the guard that tried to take the pamphlet from me, like, I have to do something, right?
Okay, so you got to spell. It is rank 1, so you need to spend 1 willpower to cast it.
Yep.
And yeah, so is it the one that tried to snatch it from you?
Yeah, I just tell him, I have to make an example.
Sir, and he starts to shiver, uncontrollably. And let me just check. So it's going to last for 2 rounds. And we just got to check his stats real quick to see what happens, because lasting 2 rounds might
Part
actually.
of me thinks this religion might not be one that looks well on mercy.
Yeah. So yeah, he is brought to his knees by them.
Hang on a second. Discord is calling me. I thought I was logged out of Discord.
Dorm, pay attention to me instead. I'm Discord. You must love me. But yeah, he is brought to his knees, shivering uncontrollably as like this frost kind of forms along the edge of his fur. You're very, very, very kind, sir. Thank you. Thank you. We open the gates. Open the gates for the priest.
I don't want to see this filth again as I tuck it into my robe.
Of course, sir. No more pamphlets of the seven-limbed Lord.
Now, the cool thing about spellcasting in Forbidden Lands is that you do roll a die with it, and you get the option for overcharging or magic mishap, depending on if you get a 1 or a 6 on that die.
Okay.
And you roll a number of die equal to the level that you're casting at.
So yeah, give me a roll for 1 die. We'll see. We'll see what happens here.
That's a 2.
Get a 6. Ah!
All right.
Good fun.
So you're good.
I wasn't actually trying to kill the person.
Just trying to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, because I feel like that's probably what I should be doing as a priest.
As a priest, yes.
Yeah. Because I don't need that whole place hunting me down and throwing me into the not piranha goldfish.
So now, if you are going to follow these footprints, I would like another survival roll from Orlear. Or sorry, scouting.
As we
am I
pass
leading the
through
way?
that gate.
Yep.
As we pass through that gate, riding on top of the horse or floating just above the horse, I will turn to that guard and say, those who insult the Lord shall be punished. And I don't know if I've created a bond enough with the horse to have the horse kick him as we pass by.
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, you've only been on this
No?
horse for
Okay.
like, maybe not even an hour at this point.
Okay.
This
I mean,
horse is a horse that I've been bonded with for like the last 15 years. So
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can
Well,
try an animal handling if you want.
I didn't know if that would be like an animal handling, just because having the druid background, if I
Yeah,
could
true,
communicate
true.
some way, like, just kind of stroke its mane and give it a little flip of the tail. And
go for it.
all right, that is one success.
One success. You so you try to get this horse to kick. And you manage to not annoy it to the point where it wants to buck and kick you off of it.
Okay.
It just kind of like snorts, like gives you like a derisive snort, flicks its
All right,
tail.
yeah.
You're gonna smack your hand out of the way when you try to flick it.
If it definitely gives me that inkling that then I will definitely stop.
So you stop, and like as you're all walking out, the horse does take like a gigantic crap. Like
That'll work.
in the gate. So like as the doors close, it kind of just touches the right way, and it just kind of like
Yes, scrapes it.
yeah, it's
Smears
enough
it.
to really like give it a little bit of a push.
So I think what would happen with me is I would have noticed that the horse wasn't happy, and for a split second I'm thinking, I was like, goblin outstayed his welcome on my horse.
Definitely.
I then smell that smell, and I attribute the horse being unhappy to the fact that clearly it needed to go about its business.
It
And
just
so I overlook it.
okay. Yeah, so it's you guys are now out of the
I'm
gate.
precious about the horse.
You guys are out of the gates, and you actually, through all of Nyan's warnings, you waltzed in. You stole the seal of the sixth-limbed lord right off the sixth priest of the sixth-limbed lord. Got him killed.
Yeah, we didn't kill him.
Confiscated some
We had him
contraband
killed.
and left the temple without nary a scratch on you.
Right.
So yes,
Right.
let's roll to find this six-limbed lord.
So how much of the adventure did we accidentally cut out?
Like a good amount. I'm kind of winging it a little bit now,
Pathfinder.
but that's okay. We're back
I've
on
got a
track.
lot of dice here. I'm going to mute.
Adventures rarely survive contact with the PCs.
All I needed was one more success, and things would have been
Oof.
fairly on track. To what I had planned.
Now, if I don't push this, I failed. If I do push it, I get 2 injuries to my wits. I rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dice.
Ooh.
So I will push it.
Okay.
That has really drained me, and I've got 1 success out of it.
But you got the success.
I got the success, and I've taken 3 injuries to my wits.
Oof.
Ouch. Okay, but you are able to pick up the track. So the tracks are very easy to follow up into a point. as they kind of lead into the forest, kind of like a soft cover of pine needles makes them harder to find. And every once in a while, you're picking up a broken branch or something snapped off. But unfortunately for you, the trees here, it's not a dense forest. So you are kind of you're scouting ahead, trying to find these bits and these pieces of this apparently gigantic idol's path, and surprisingly coming up mostly empty-handed. I'd say it probably takes you a good half of a day to get to a point where the you can't see much more. The trees and the kind of underbrush have just become too scattered, where you can no longer find the trail of this large lumbering lord. It is here, though. It seems like someone else who might have been trying to follow him has stopped, and it is an older monkey, bald only on the top of its head. Its face still has its hair, dressed in crimson robes, with a seal around its neck, not as adorned as yours. Hold on, I'm looking at the wrong monkey. Hold on. There it is. Shaved head, except for like a long, like golden mohawk. He has these scarlet robes on and has these long, kind of like iridescent green nails. And he's sitting in the middle of this opening. And his tail is flicking back and forth. And you can see as the motion, there are feathers sticking out of his tail. Looks to be large peacock feathers. And he sees you. My daughter is waving at me like a weirdo from the hallway. Yeah, okay. She's waving like peacock feathers. And he's sitting there. He sees you approach, and he kind of scowls. Ugh. What do you want?
I'm gonna nudge Dorm and like kind of push him towards this guy.
I'll make sure my symbol is visible.
Okay. Oh, I see. So you managed to somehow trick that fool into giving you his seal. Either that, or you managed to kill every single soldier in the temple and Krakura himself. But I'm guessing that's not the case.
No, it wasn't hard to get it from him at all.
I don't doubt you, sir. I don't doubt you one bit. I am Mimarek. I am the 5th priest of the 6-limbed Lord. Next in line to become the 6th priest, and hopefully never, ever earning the title of the 7th priest of the 6th-limbed Lord. I am here trying to find our Lord, since he decided it would be best to leave the complex and destroy everything in his path.
Yeah, we're looking for him too. Also, what's the 7th priest?
Well, I'm sure that you didn't stumble upon the temple on your own. I am sure that Nian Yetnia sent you as the 7th priest of the 6th-limbed Lord. She is an outcast. She worships the 7-limbed Lord, as the 7th priest does. You see, our Lord, and I speak heresy here, but I'm just tired of it all, used to have 7 limbs, 4 arms, 2 legs, and a tail. And then, through some heroic deed or some other crap like that, lost part of one of his arms, thus becoming the sacred 6th-limbed Lord, who has 6 priests, 4 of us with seals to commune with him, and 1 who has the seal to control him, and 1 who we just kind of let hang around and has no real power at all.
I'm guessing that's the first priest.
That would be the first priest of the 6th-limbed Lord. It is basically just a monkey put in a robe and who thinks he is important.
Oh, it's
He's
like
your
the
in-
sixth
he's
limb
your
lord
intern.
then, isn't it?
He's an intern.
I don't think we would trust him with intern duties.
It sounds exactly like that bloke, Krakora. Idiot monkey in a robe. Now, and I'm looking really confused, having just barely managed to do that, leading the way. So if the 7th-limbed Lord priest follows the 7th-limbed Lord, and the 6th-limbed Lord 6th priest follows the 6th-limbed Lord, and you're the 5th-limbed Lord, does that mean that you're the 5th-limbed priest? Does that mean that you worship the 5-limbed Lord? Does your god have 5 limbs?
No.
And then the 1st-limbed priest follows a bloke hopping around on 1 leg? I don't get it.
That's where I was going.
You see him chuckle. It has been so long since I've had someone entertaining to talk to. But no, the 6 priests of the 6th-limbed Lord follow the 6th-limbed Lord. The 7th priest is given the title of the 7th priest because they follow the 7th-limbed Lord. There is only one of them who follows the 7th-limbed Lord, who no longer exists because he had his arm lopped off and is now the 6th-limbed Lord. Don't ask me how it works. I just follow along and hope someday to have enough power to control the 6th-limbed Lord myself.
So it sounds like each priest kind of has like a link to each appendage, and then once one of those appendages comes off, then they get rid of that priest.
Maybe. Yimling is a weird place that I really hope I never have to go back to. I just want to find a nice wife or several royal bloodlines to lay.
Oh, maybe a mermaid.
A mermaid. Ugh, disgusting. They're all fishy on the bottom. Nice monkey princess. Or something.
Well, we'll know that 7-limbed Lord likes mermaids.
Yes, that's my understanding, is that he enjoys the
Oh, so
mermaids.
you have found some of Nyan's propaganda. She sneaks in the temple at night and spreads it around, hoping to garner more of a following so she may someday return the 6th-limbed Lord to the temple and return the temple to Yimling. I don't know why she wants to go back there, but yes. I would rather
Mermaids.
create allegiances, live a good life here in this world, which, while it is crappy, it is still better than Yimling. Anyway, how can I help you? And by I say help, I am most likely going to have to kill you. Because I don't want to go back to Yimling, and I'm sure that is what you are here to try to make me do. I'm sorry, I was just really bored and wanted someone to talk to for a little bit. But I am going to have to kill you. It
A
is-
moment.
We throw him in the swimming pool.
You threw what in the swimming pool? Get out of here.
I think that's why we were all distracted there for a moment. This little head came up.
You see another goblin.
Yeah.
What if we throw this guy in the swimming pool like the last bloke?
Well, you're far away from the temple now. You'd have to drag him there.
That's all right.
Oh, you can certainly try.
Would you give us one moment, please, to confer amongst ourselves?
That's fine. I have all the time in the world.
There's not much looking about your age.
I'm not that old. Look at my fashionable hairdo. It shows that I am hip and with it with a younger crowd.
Is it fashionable?
It's like he's balding, so it's not a full mohawk, but it's up there. It's just kind of sparse.
He's trying to make it look like he's hip and with it.
Yes.
He's actually got a mullet.
It's a mohawk kid.
So he threatened to kill us.
He did.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
Pretty much means we have to kill him.
Last guy who threatened to kill us, we didn't kill him, but we had him killed.
He did die painfully.
Yeah. So whatever we do, well, if you're going to follow this new religion, Greyheart, that you're now the kingpin of, then do we not need to somehow make a meal out of him, or a feast or something?
I guess so. Which one of you wants to be the fifth priest? I guess.
I shall take that responsibility, and I will get down from the horse. If
get on the
you, yeah, if you distract him, I might be fast enough to swipe the amulet from his neck.
Very well.
You do realize I can hear you.
You do realize I'm the sixth priest, so that makes me in charge, right?
Well, technically, yes, but
That is the
you're
best kind of
an idiot,
correct.
and if I kill you and nobody here sees it, I'm not committing any heresy. And I'll be the sixth priest of the six-limbed lord, and I can pass on the fifth to some other monkey who may or may not be worthy, but I won't care. I'll just make sure the sixth-limbed lord never returns to the temple again, and maybe takes a nice long nap in the sea,
Now,
so we can stay here forever.
the way I see it is this is now the Reformed Church of the Six-Limbed Lord, where the priests don't have to be monkeys. So you just give it to the Windwalker, give it to the Goblin.
Then I wouldn't have to kill you.
Right. And you wouldn't die.
I wouldn't die. I mean, it clearly says here in the book that I am against violence, but I am actually totally not against violence at all. I really want to kill you and become the sixth priest of the six-limbed lord.
Can I knock an arrow at this point?
Yeah. So you can knock your arrow, which would immediately pop us into initiative here.
I'm not like going full up. I'm just going to knock. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it seems that this man is on board.
I kind of feel like this monkey is as full of hot air as the other monkey.
I'm trying to get into philosophical debate so Windwalker can just try and steal it.
I would. Okay, then why don't you roll me? Give me straight up wits here. We're gonna do a battle of the wits.
Okay. I am glad I can put 6 in wits.
Nice.
Oh, wow. I got 3 6s and 3 5s. Do I push it?
No, I'd leave it with 3 6s.
Okay.
I don't know. You could push it. I mean, because you're only going to re-roll 3 dice, right?
Right.
And so the worst case scenario, you might take 3 injuries, 3 damage on that. In which case you'll get 3 extra willpower. best case scenario, you might increase your number of wins.
That's true. That's true.
Because this is an opposed roll, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's an opposed roll.
Yeah, I'd push it.
Yeah, why
do
not?
it. Yeah, good. Do it, Dorm.
Well, that's one more success.
All right. Look, you're a rather smart fella. You obviously are much smarter than Krekura, and maybe you do want to reform this religion. I can see that. So you've got him talking. Windwalker, I want you to make a sleight of hand, but take 2 dice off of your roll because he is expecting this. Like you said it and he heard you. You're still going to try now that he's talking.
All right. Come on. I'm going to push it. Same result, so I got nothing.
So you're like walking up to him very slowly, and he's talking to you, Dorm. And eventually he just looks straight at you, Windwalker, and he's like, you just said you were going to try to take it from me. So no, I'm not going to get that distracted that I'm not going to keep an eye on you. Now, are you going to die? Or are you just going to leave and die anyway because I'm going to stab you in the back while you try to walk away? There are only 4 of you. This should not be a problem for me.
Okay. At this point, I think I'm going to actually just
Pull it back. Okay.
He's looking at me now, so
exactly what I'm thinking.
yeah.
So
All 3 of you, he's not staring at. So
yeah. Hold on 1 second while I double check something real quick. Because it's been a while here. Okay. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to give everybody an initiative card, but Orlear, I'm going to give you 2 as a surprise.
Cool.
So Orlear, you get a 9 and a 1. Dorm, you get an 8. Windwalker, you get a 7. Turok, you get a 6. I shut up. And this monkey dude here gets a 10. Okay. So obviously, Orler, you can choose the 1 or the 9.
The 1 is first, right?
The 1 would be first.
So, yeah, it would make sense for me to do that.
It would make
I think
sense.
rather than me choosing to fire an arrow, they're just waiting for everyone else to do something.
Yep.
So yeah, I will do that.
All right. Then
Now-
Turok, you get the 6, and then this dude got the 10. So yeah, you get to go first as you knock your arrow here.
Yeah. Okay. So that I do not have marksmanship, which I presume is what I would use for that.
Yep.
But I do have agility, obviously, because otherwise I'd be immobile. Right. Here we
And
go.
you are using a longbow, correctly? Correct?
Correctly? Apparently
Maybe not
not.
correctly, but
I'm going to have to push that because I rolled 6 dice and got no successes and no damage either. Here we go. So in the heat of battle, I miss quite dramatically the heat of failing to
Ouch.
be in battle whatsoever.
yeah. So you knock this arrow, and even with surprise, you just it zings by, and as he's talking, still he just with his tail catches that arrow and just kind of sticks it in the ground next to him. And he's like, he continues. So
Yeah.
whether this is a reformed religion or not, I just want no part of it. And I see now we're getting to the meat of our confrontation here. So I think I'm just going to be quiet and kill you now. So now it would be Turok.
Yeah, I'm gonna since I saw that Orlear's shot missed, I'm going to try to also try to hit him with my arrow with my bow as quickly as possible, since he's already been distracted once. So I'll see if I can't hit him in time. Oh yes. That's not. I don't want to push that because that'll give me 2 damage. Yeah, I got 2 6s.
2 6s. Okay, so the first 6 is going to hit. The second 6 is going to provide a bonus to your damage. And sorry, did you have a longbow or a short bow?
I had a longbow.
A longbow. So you're going to take. He's going to take 2 damage to his strength as the arrow kind of. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to check his armor because he might get a reduction on that, and that would be smart of me to handle that. Okay, so he does. He takes 1 to his strength because he has an armor of 1. Okay, cool. So yeah, you kind of like get an arrow, and it kind of like sinks into his robe a bit, but not as far as you would think that it would. And he just looks down. Ouch! You wound me, sir. And it is now Windwalker's turn.
Okay. I would like to use my agility to maneuver around the group and get a back seat.
Okay. So yeah, so you kind of you take your movement around and get into place.
Okay. And that's pretty much all I can do.
All right. So now it's going to go to you, Dorm.
All right. I'm gonna pull out that severed hand that I had earlier.
Okay.
And cast Hand of Doom.
Hand of Doom. I like that.
It is rank 2.
Okay.
But can I attempt to push it, or is that only going to do like my 3rd level spells?
So what's going to happen with this one is you are going to spend your 2 willpower for it.
Well, 1, because elf counts as 2.
Oh, okay. Yep. So
Yeah.
you spend your 1. You can spend extra willpower if you would to change the range to short.
Near's fine.
Near is fine. Okay. So you're going to roll. Okay. Now, help me out with this, Phil. He would still roll 2 dice for this as a rank 2, even though he only spent the 1 willpower as an elf. Correct?
I'm just looking that up myself. The number of willpower points you spend is the base power level. I wasn't sure on the elf bit.
Yeah, because my kin talent for psychic powers, if I spend the first willpower I spend, counts as 2.
So I think I'd have you roll 2 dice then.
That makes total sense. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, it makes
it's the power.
Hey, I'm the GM, so what I say goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I was just asking if I could make the spell more powerful.
You do it. You go for it, man. I'm allowing it.
And if you get 6s, then it boosts the power anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, just a 2 and a 4.
Okay, cool. All right, let me go back to the spell.
And I have the right component, which I think boosts the power level by 1.
Okay. So you can.
That's how that works.
You would. Let's see. Squeezes your victim's heart. Inflicts damage to strength equal to the power level. So it would just be the 2, I believe, because it is a rank 2.
I thought there was something about the
It just says ingredient severed hand.
Yeah, ingredients.
Double check something here, because I don't think. Casting a spell.
Yeah. On the ingredients page, it says it increases power by 1.
Oh, yep.
But then the hand is spent.
Yeah.
The hand is it's spent, man.
That's all right. He has 2 that I can take.
So
That's
you so you reach out and spend this effort of will, and you kind of physically with your own hand and this ingredient. So you've got this hand, and as you cast the spell, the hand that you're using as the ingredient makes a fist, and you can see Merrimack he grabs at his chest, and he kind of like gets down on one knee, and falls over on the ground. He is not dead, but he is physically broken right now. Like you sapped what he has out of him. Let's see. It would now be his turn. And he's kind of like crawling on the ground, and he's mumbling to himself. And he is. Oh, let me just double check something, because he does have something here. Let's make sure. I know he can. Here we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he is currently just crawling on the floor and mumbling to himself. And that would bring us back to, or Turek, you already went. That's right. Yeah, that brings us back to Orlear. So he's alive, but he is currently not very useful.
Is he effectively broken?
He's effectively broken.
Okay, I'm gonna get off the horse.
Yep.
I've got a long spear. I'm gonna take the spear, and I'm wanting to coup de grace him.
Okay.
I have cold-blooded, so I don't take the negative effects.
I'm quite happy to take the negative effects. I'm all sorts of wounded in terms of emotional stuff right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So roll for your coup de grace.
So all I need to do is actually fail an empathy roll.
Yep.
I think for that.
And you still have
I
to
very much did.
Okay, but you spent your willpower, and you take 1 point of damage to your empathy.
Yep.
Yeah. So just you straight up, like he's looking at you, and he's like reaching up, and you just.
As I do, I just say, yeah, kneel before the 6th priest of the 6-limbed lord.
Yeah, and you kill the dude in cold blood.
Yeah.
Like, what is your empathy currently at?
Well, my empathy itself is 3, but I've actually taken 2 damage to it.
Okay, cool.
So I'm very nearly broken empathy wise. I'm quite broken wits wise as well.
You are.
So I'm kind of shaking and.
Yeah, you are. You know what? You are
aging.
starting to. You're starting to like. Yeah, like that's right. You do kneel down before the 6th priest of the 6th limb.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like. How
I'm beginning to believe that right now.
Yeah, like right now you're kind of like how dare you? How dare you talk to our priest this way?
Yeah.
And you all kind of notice this about Orlear. And as you like this killing blow on this priest, even your horse winces. Like,
Yeah, I'm a competitive rider. I'm not a killer.
Like, if the horse could speak, it'd be like, Rohan, you are no longer one of the Brohirim.
But I do kind of mention that, this is getting pretty tiring. At some point, I need a rest.
I gotta rush over, and I will. How does healing work?
Josh, I thought you just asked how helium works.
what you do is you take the balloon and you take like a deep breath.
Yeah.
And then after you suck in all that helium, you try to talk. Poor Doug. I think we've actually broken Doug.
This
Not
is
a
what
character.
this is what midnight 45 in the morning does to a film.
I've tried for so many games to break Doug.
I think I did that on Morkborg last time.
I think
with one picture.
I think it's a combined effort.
Was that a picture of the seven-limbed lord with a mermaid?
That's right. I was in that one with you, Josh. With the I had the dead body.
I mean, I could picture that Carl has drawn something during the game that must have broken Doug. Like,
yeah. So I will take the necklace.
Yep.
And give it to Windwalker.
All
and then I'll ask if anyone has a knife or an axe.
Oh God.
Oh, I need the hands.
I've got a dagger.
Okay. And I'll take the priest's hands.
Yeah, make me an empathy roll. I mean, you are a necromancer, so you're pretty bad as it is, but
that's a 1 and a 6.
All right, so yeah, I mean, you're fine with this. Like, you're like cutting off hands. You're like, yeah, all right, this guy's got 2.
So while he's butchering, I would like to do some healing on Euler.
Okay. So you are a druid.
Yep, I have 1 in my healing.
Yep.
5 in my empathy, so I rolled a total of 6 dice.
Okay.
All right. I got 1 success.
Okay,
it works.
I'm just double checking something
Mm-hmm.
about your healing here. So you're not saving a life here.
Do you have any
Right.
healing talents? Is that how
Yeah.
it works?
So healing, the actual skill itself is a bit different than
Oh, okay.
actual healing. Like if you have a talent, like a
Okay.
minstrel or a. But so
I don't have the talent.
Okay. Yeah. So like you can help. You can like save a life. You know, if somebody is first aid who has suffered a critical injury, you know, you can help them.
Because I'm not broken, I can't be healed that way.
Oh, okay.
That's what
I wasn't sure.
If it was strength or
look it up.
ability that he was injured in,
Okay.
you can help with that. But because it's wits and
But
empathy,
not wits and empathy. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's so confusing. What I do
not unless
say
you have
is-
like the psychology skill.
How
So
do
tell
you
me,
feel
why are
about
you
your
believing-
master?
Yeah, how are you feeling about being a enforcer of the 6th priest of the 6th-limbed lord? All right. So
What I would
I'm
say
gonna
is
take a
that
rest, correct?
I'm really tired, and I could do with some time to meditate undisturbed for a while.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll set up camp and.
So then
I'll
what I
start
can actually
setting-
do, my elf talent, Inner Peace, enables me to spend a willpower to meditate for a quarter day and then recover all damage.
Cool. So you guys are going to take a quarter of a day here.
Sure.
Cool. So this will put you into early evening, which means none of you will become sleepy.
How nourishing is monkey meat?
Oh God. I'm sure it's nourishing.
Okay.
It's
So
important, GM, but
during this camp, I would like to definitely, cook and eat some of that. and offer it to my compatrons.
All right, make a survival roll.
Sure.
I feel like this is probably perfectly reasonable for the Wolfkin and Goblin to do.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I feel like I have higher standards than the goblin, though.
That's fine.
You're up here and Goblin's down here. Is that what you're trying to say?
Huh.
2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, I mean, you shave them down and cook them up, except for the hands.
Yeah.
And it's actually quite tasty. A little bit of spices here and there. I mean, you're a goblin. You're not picky.
No, not at all. That's why I had just looks like food to me now at this point.
Yeah, and you actually let me just roll real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, as a group, everybody is going to, or anybody who is broken in anything, for the quarter rest, you are actually going to get back 1 point in each of your broken stats.
But if you're not broken, then you don't. That's what I'm trying to remember.
Oh, actually, wait, no. Because you are taking a so anything that you are not broken in will recover fully from the quarter's day rest. Anything that you are broken in, you will just get 1 point back.
So that would make my talent.
Well, your talent would supersede that.
But my talent is I can spend a willpower point to recover all of my damage. I'm a bit confused. No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so a quarter's day rest, it says will get you everything back except broken stats, which will get you 1 back. Which is interesting that only a quarter day would do that for you.
Did he have anything else interesting on him?
Yes. Let me find the. So he does have those green nail coverings.
Ah, the coverings.
Yes.
Like Lee press-on nails?
Like Lee press-on nails, except they are, deadly.
Monkey press-on?
Monkey press-on. And he also has... you find 6 gold coins on him. And you also find a small kerchief with golden embroidery on it. And it actually looks like a real golden thread, gold that has been spun into thread. A little stiff, but you know.
And if Windwalker wants, he can wear the red robes, befitting a 5th priest.
Yes, sure. I will take them gladly.
They are very big on you.
Obvious. Yep.
But you wear them, so you kind of look like you're wearing Dad's pajamas at this point. So you cut it with the dagger. Hey, get out of here! Oh. I will be right back while I kill my daughter.
You know what I'm thinking?
Dad, no.
You're like, oh man, you
I think in typical cult fashion, one of the requirements is that we each have to recruit 3 people.
Fired, girl.
And then those 3 people have to recruit 3 people.
Yes.
Ah, yeah, like a
And then
pyramid.
Yeah.
The whole
And they
pyramid
tell their
scheme.
friends, and they tell their friends.
Does that happen?
Exactly. And we each get a cut of whatever they recruit.
So you get a hand or a leg or
Yeah, but not gonna lie,
She's dead.
Big baggy
He's
robes.
all about He was all about setting the seventh limbed lord back. But I think Dorm's starting to have some delusions of grandeur.
They're not delusions.
Not at this point.
So I will say too. So you rest your quarter of day. Windwalker, you've eaten some monkey meat. Turok has
Yes.
not. I don't know, Dorm or Lear, if you're partaking in monkey.
Yeah, why not?
I'll listen to it, make sure it's not making any noise.
Yeah,
If it's still making noise, then I can't eat it.
No, it's not making any noise.
I'll eat away.
But you all rest, and it starts to get dark. And kind of in the distance, you hear like a heavy breathing, and like a thump, 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 thump. You hear cracking, and getting closer, and closer, and closer. And just in the tree line, past like this clear area, standing tall, 2 legs, tail, 3 arms, and a stump, is a colossal golden statue, moving as fluid as Mercury, with grace, with the grace of a dancer and the weight of a giant golden monkey. Every step he takes burns a footprint into the ground. This is the 6-limbed Lord, smiling down at your group and just staring at Dorm and Windwalker. It doesn't speak. It doesn't make any sound other than this huffing. And you can see it is a very ornate statue. And it is solid gold from what you can tell. Just carvings of monkeys, carvings of the temple, carvings of other life forms dead around the feet of other monkeys with tridents held high above their head. This ornate crown and large earrings, and you can see like on the edge of the stump is an image that's the same as the symbol on the pendant you wear, Dorn.
Yeah, only you could talk to it, Dorm.
Kind of look around. I have no idea what I'm actually supposed to do to commune with him. I'll just say hello.
And like the monkey kind of like bends down. The 6-limbed Lord gets like right close to your face. Hey.
So anticlimactic. I love it.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. We're supposed to find you from the 7th priest.
Oh, man, she sucks.
You know, that's what your old 5th priest said, too. Oh, this is the new 5th priest. This is Windwalker.
Oh.
I just destroyed a village back there. So they believe in me now. They're all dead.
Well, then how do they all believe in you if they're dead?
Well, technically they have no belief, so we're just going to tell people they believe in me.
See, that's a problem. Being a god that wipes out an entire village.
Well, they didn't believe in me, and now they do.
Right, but then it's going to repeat. You need to leave a couple alive.
Well,
If
the
you
ones that say they believe in me before they die, I'll leave alive. But no one there wanted to.
And that's the problem in your method.
But you have to like leave some of those naysayers so that we can convert them, and then the ones who don't convert, then we can kill them.
Look at me, man. I'm a giant monkey god made of freaking gold. Like, if they don't believe in me right away, like they don't see me right there in front of their faces, then they're not going to believe in me. So I just kill them, and then I say, hey, those were people, they were believers, and they sacrificed themselves to the greater good. That is, that's me.
Sounds like it needs a better marketing strategy.
Yeah, I like your enthusiasm. I do. I appreciate it. But maybe you should leave a few alive so they can run and tell people, and then they'll show up, and then you'll have some believers, and you'll have non-believers.
What,
Hey, man,
what about
maybe
what
you
about
should
slaves?
shut the hell up because I'm the god and you're my priest, right?
Yes, but this is how it works. You need to recruit 3 people per village.
One of those deals where like I recruit 3 people, and then like each of them tell 3 people, and each of
You're a
those
monkey.
I see.
scheme.
I kind of see where you're coming from.
Exactly.
Yeah. So maybe
What about punishing the naysayers and using them as slaves to build you more temples?
Well, we did that with the town, man, that we kind of came up through.
Yeah, but you got to have a vacation temple somewheres, right?
I'm a golden
Wouldn't you-
statue, man. I don't need to vacation.
But what if you want to have like an island temple?
Then I'm gonna go make an island temple. We can move the temple. You got the symbol there thing, man. All you gotta tell you is, hey man, move the temple. I'll move the temple. Where do you want to move the temple to?
What if we want to go visit the realm where you come from?
Oh man, that place sucks.
But why does it suck?
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
It's so boring there. There's like no one to. Everybody there believes in me. There's nobody to kill there. It's not fun.
What do you mean? There's nobody to kill there? Then
It's just a bunch of monkeys. Like they're kind of like running around and being like, "Hey, we love you, man," and then they're picking bugs out of each other's backs and they're eating it. Some of them pick their nose. One guy actually had the audacity to throw poop at me. Like I'm the god.
really?
Threw poop
So
at me.
why don't you kill them, and then why don't we bring your worshipers there? But you gotta go back to your realm to wipe them out and clean it up. Then we can start bringing them there, and it's your own personal playground.
Roll me a manipulation check.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Let's see, that's 5, 6, 7. Come on. This is going to be tough. I sense some pushing and roll in my future here. Yes. Man. All right, I got 2 successes.
You know, you make a very good point. But this guy over here, he's the 6th priest, man. He's the one I have to listen to, man. Like you're just number 5.
Yeah,
And that's cool, man. Like, hey, good job. Like you're like almost there.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Right.
You went from like priest 0 to priest 5.
exactly.
Yeah,
Man,
the priest 1, like we only gave that guy the position because we kind of felt bad for him.
I'm guessing they're all monkey priests too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, just because I'm a monkey god, all the monkeys think they gotta worship. It's all monkey people, man.
Well, not
You are like the first non-monkey priests I've ever had.
right. We're the Reformed Church. We're trying to reform things.
So,
It's
like,
good.
I don't know, man. You seen those pamphlets that have been going around? Like, they're pretty crazy.
How do you feel about mermaids?
Like, I mean, I'm not really a mermaid kind of guy. Like, I'm cool, kind of like. I mean, I'm not really into like the mermaids. Like, maybe if it was a nice strapping merman, but they're still a little spicy.
We could do that at an island temple.
Really? Because the other monkeys, they weren't down for that at all.
You're the god. I'm the sixth priest. We say it, it's so.
I like you, man. I like you.
You know, but we just can't kill everyone in villages because we do need to spread the faith. You can't worship over a dead world.
You're very progressive for a sixth priest. Like, I like that.
Well, I'm not a monkey.
That, I think that might be the problem. The
Plus-
problem that I've been having all these years is all these monkeys. Nobody takes the time to listen to me, man. Like, I have things to say.
And I think you should address your people.
Yeah, let's do that.
Help
Why don't we
me
go back
help
to
you.
that temple right now?
Yeah.
And we will tell them, man, that like I want with mermen in the pamphlets, and maybe we convert 3 people for every town.
Yeah. And then, we can also bring up your own entourage. We can raise them up, the people that you have killed.
Yeah. Ooh. You can do that?
Yeah.
Because dead people, they don't talk back.
No, and you can bounce ideas off them, and they will just stand there and listen.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, let's go.
Okay.
You guys, you want to ride? Like I've got 3 good arms here and a tail.
We're not going to melt like everything you're touching, right?
No, man, that's just my feet. That's because I haven't washed them in a while.
Sure. Why not?
Great. I can't carry
Sounds interesting.
it's kind of big.
How much of this does Orlear and Torok understand? Or are we just kind of like...
Oh, no, you can hear him. It's just that he won't talk to you.
Yeah.
Can we make them priests too? I point at Tarak and Orlear.
I'll tell you what, when we get back to the temple, I'll find number 4 and number 3, and we'll kill them. And they could just have it. Yeah.
Ooh, more monkey meat.
Because those guys, they suck. Like, I'm very unhappy, monkey man. Like, it's just a lot of people. They expect me to go. They want me to make every other religion go away. So they all believe in me, and that's cool. I like when people believe in me because it makes me feel good. Like if I look at you, sixth priest, and I say, "Hey, man, I believe in you." Like I can imagine that makes you feel good, like in your heart, man.
It does.
And I like that. I like when people believe in me. It makes me feel good. But, sometimes all the murder isn't great. It's fun. I like to kill people. I'm not going to lie. That's why Yimling sucks, because I don't kill a lot of people there. But, maybe I'd like to go to a village and be like, hey, believe in me. And they say no. And I'm like, that's okay. I'm not going to kill all of you.
Just half.
But believe in me, man. Like I have feelings too.
I think we can do this. I think we can get some marketing people, and we'll come up with something.
This is great, man. This is great. All right, let's go back to the temple.
Okay. What are we gonna do with the 7th priest?
Man, she keeps drawing them dirty comics. I think maybe if we just get her to change them up a bit, that's fine. I mean, I liked having my other hand. He waves the stump. It kind of sucks not having that, man. Right? But I still got 3 good ones.
That's all you need. And then, maybe we can change the artwork and spread some space. We'll find you a consort.
Maybe she could draw me with my stump, but it's got a sword on it.
Yeah.
Do you think you can... Hey, Dom, do you think you can find out where that other arm went?
I think it got eaten by something.
Something that eats...
Or we can do a trident if you are into the merman.
You know what? Yeah, it might help me attract them more.
Yeah, peacock yourself, man. Peacock yourself.
I'm down. Okay. Awesome. This sounds like a real plan, man. You are good people. I like you better than the monkeys. Okay. So he takes you back to the town. Totally not what you were expecting at all from the god of this completely evil, bent on world domination religion. So he brings you back to the temple. And the first thing he does is he calls all the monkeys. And he kills the 4th and the 3rd priest and Orlear and Turok. You guys each have a medallion. So yeah. He's like, as long as I don't have to stand on that plaque over there, man, then we don't go back to Yimling.
Hey, can we find the first priest? I want to give that one to my horse. Sounds like he'll do a better job.
Yeah, hey man, the horse is pretty cool. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna kill that guy though, because like you know,
You can make it the first.
Oh, I'll just take it from him. It's fine.
Yeah.
and your horse won't get like a fancy symbol. We'll just make some robes for it.
So you have to, but if I speak, you do have to do what I say.
Yeah, man, you're the sixth priest.
So if I say destroy that platform, so you don't have to go home.
Then yeah, I'll destroy it.
Okay.
Do you want me to destroy it?
Yeah. If you don't want to go home,
Righteous. He just smashes it. So like, yeah, at this point, you like the four of you, you completely derailed me and had to completely wing the rest of this adventure. But yeah, you set up the new church of the six-limbed Lord. And yeah, for every village that he destroys, he leaves 3 people alive. And eventually those 3 people are like, this guy's pretty cool. And they tell 3 more people and 3 more people. And throughout the Ravenlands, more and more believers of the six-limbed God come to the temple, and they're not all monkeys. And eventually the monkeys kind of get sick of it because they were pretty elitist jerks. And they some of them try to find other ways to get back to Yimling. And some of them are cool with it, man. Like and Yan comes back and she changes her pamphlets the way the six-limbed Lord wants them, and eventually he does. He finds a nice merman to settle down with. Keeping the moat around the meditation chamber.
So what I'm getting here, what I'm getting from this scenario is that we in essence created the first pyramid scheme for Ravenland.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
We've got to work out what the investment was, though, for each of those people, other than just staying alive.
I think their life was the initial investment, and they
We
then
probably should have gotten to.
they give
pay
their
something
life
as well.
in service, which thus allows them to live longer. Because as soon as they start like underperforming, then they're dead.
Yeah.
which makes the six-limbed Lord happy. He gets to kill.
Yeah, he gets to
true.
kill, and then he gets followers who don't talk back because his new sixth priest can bring them back from the dead.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rob, for running this scenario.
I'm so sorry.
was
I got
amazing.
derailed so quickly by you guys. I'm like, all right, this is
I will
the
remind
way
folks.
it's gonna go.
I'll remind folks that Crypt of the Malphite Mage is available in the Free League web store. So if you would like a copy of this and see how far it actually derailed from,
And you could see like how completely different it is in this book, and how actually more dark and sinister Forbidden Land really is.
you don't have Rob Marley monkey gods there.
Yeah. So
But this I will tell folks, this is a phenomenal book. If you are a fan of Forbidden Lands, this is definitely a must pick up. This actually came out earlier this year. It's been flying out of the web store, so definitely make sure to pick up a copy. Yeah, it's got four different adventures in it. It's got the Crypt of the Malphite Mage, the Firing Pit of Lao Yuti, it's the Temple of the Six-Limbed Lord, and the Dream Cloud of Elok. Both are all 4. You can just kind of plug in and play in your Forbidden Lands campaign, and you can put them anywhere on, pretty much anywhere in your.
they're like little micro adventures. So it's not like a campaign book where it's going to walk you through step by step everything that happens. Like the Temple of the Six-Limbed Lord is basically just a village. So you get the temple and its inhabitants, and you get some hooks, and it's for you to run with. So don't expect it to be, this is what happens here, this is what your players are supposed to do, and here's their options. This is what it is. Use it as you see fit. And
Exactly.
It's really cool how Forbidden Lands does that.
It is. It's a great system. Like I said at the top of the show, I think that the box set, of course, this is a Forbidden Lands stream. The box set, I think, is one of the best values on the market right now for RPGs.
I agree with that. The box set, which comes with these 2 amazing books
and a map.
Really thick. The other thing I really like, which is I think still available if you look hard enough, is the character sheets as well.
Oh, I need to get some of those.
They're really nice. They're double-sided,
which is fantastic. It's a really amazing book that adds not just a campaign setting. It adds some new magic, some new stuff. Fantastic.
Some new classes. Yeah, you get the champion and it's a really large book. It's actually off to the side here. It's out of my reach, but it's much bigger than Raven's Purge. If you've seen Raven's Purge, it's actually a bigger book than that.
It actually takes the core rule book.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah. It actually takes its own separate map and puts it up north. So if you are familiar with Ravenland, this pretty much brings you to the section up above that, which is awesome.
And Forbidden Lands is the Pawn's Perspective Platinum Pick RPG from 2019.
Nice.
It is definitely it is a fantastic system. There's the cards, which I use some of the initiative cards. There are great dice that you can buy that are specific, that come in different colors, so you know if they're skill, attribute, or gear dice. There you go. And just as anything that Free League does, it is amazingly high quality stuff. Absolutely. And technically, I mean, it is a more grim setting than we played tonight, but it is very flexible as a more narrative system.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to see how far it went off the rails.
Oh my god, like pretty much like as soon as you swiped that pendant, I was like, all right, all these monkeys are actually going to be idiots from here on out.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Randy, thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you enjoyed the session. Thank you, Hungry. There's quite a few folks that joined us this session. I want to thank everyone for coming in and joining us on Christmas Eve here on the show. If you like this scenario, you got a good laugh out of it, at least hit that like button down below. Make sure to go check out freelypublishing.com. We've got a whole bunch of other products that are coming out in the next few months and into 2021. Next week we will be doing I will be on the Free League YouTube channel doing a year in review with Thomas Herenstam, so make sure to check that out. That's coming up next Wednesday, which will be awesome. So,
now before people judge me on one thing, I will say the pamphlets with the mermaid are actually in the book. That's not the pamphlet. It is part of a religious schism that's going through the temples. The temple.
Awesome. I want to thank Phil, Mike, Josh, and of course Rob. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I know that we all have families and friends that we probably should be spending time with right now because of the holidays. So I really greatly appreciate you giving your time. And
no, we're in lockdown.
That's true. But you know,
I know what you're talking about. It is Christmas Eve. It's like 1:15 in the morning.
Oh, that's right. And for Phil, I really appreciate you staying up late because you're 5 hours ahead of all of us. So thank you. Thank you so much. Elvis says, "I'm reading the books now. It's amazing." Yeah, yes. They really are. They're a great. They're great books. They're just really, really well done. So, and I love hex crawling, RPGs anyway. So, all right. If you enjoyed this session, let us know in the comments. Let us know if you liked Rob's monkey god that we had to deal with, because it seems to be the thing. So I'm going to wish everyone a very happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everything else that whatever you celebrate right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
Goodbye.